Hello everyone! While leveling through the Shadowlands, exploring the different zones, meeting the different factions, we uncovered that Sire Necrolord, he is actually in league with the Jailer, sent down a whole bunch of anima into the Maw, aiding the imprisoned Eternal One with its release.
Long ago, we stood as one to imprison that monster. With the Primus gone, and Necrolord a traitor, our pantheon has been broken, and doom comes for the Shadowlands.
There is yet hope. This mortal saved me from the Maw, and revealed the Sire's treachery.
They aided my forest as well. Their kind has shown great potential. If focused, it could turn the tide in our favor.
Agreed. For the good of the Shadowlands, each mortal must choose a covenant.
And when our realms have regained their strength, we will stand together against the darkness.
It's decision-making time, and in this case, we're gonna join the Necrolords of Maldraxxus. The eternal protectors of the Shadowlands, they must remain strong to ensure that we may continue to fulfill the purpose. Under our command, they will restore honor and glory to Maldraxxus, as they in turn will help us reach our full potential. While the House of Rituals and the House of Constructs, they're more focused on dominance and victory, we will uphold the ancient charge placed upon them by the Primus.
Come, mortal. Necrolords, true defenders of Maldraxxus, hear my words. We now hold this sanctum, thanks to the deeds of this mortal who stands with our covenant. Though the Primus has long been absent from these halls, the Maw Walker embodies the virtues he instilled in the 5 houses. Step forward, mortal, and raise your rune blade. Our covenant grows strong! Victory for Maldraxxus! Victory for the Shadowlands!
It is a great honor to wield the power of the Primus.
Do not squander this opportunity, Maw Walker.
Within you lies the courage, might, and guile to conquer your rivals. Unto you I bestow this power. Defender of Maldraxxus.
In order to support the Shadowlands with the threats ahead of us, like Sire Necrolord allying with the Jailer, or the war going on between the houses right here in Maldraxxus, we'll have to empower ourselves, empower our followers, and empower our covenants. As we adventure through the Shadowlands, our connection to the Covenant, it grows ever stronger. Our renown does as well. A higher renown means greater rewards, greater power. We gather it by completing chapters in our Covenant campaign, by returning anima to our storage, and by saving the souls from the Maw itself. But what's power if you don't show it off? If we are to aid the rest of the Shadowlands, we must begin here in our domain first, in Maldraxxus. Completing 3 world quests in the zone, it rewards us with anima, safely stored in our Sanctum Reservoir. This power can be used for many different things, but this Sanctum, it can't function on anima alone. It's going to require the combined effort of many souls working together to unlock its full potential. Wouldn't you know it? We know of a domain where plenty of souls would love to come with us and be put to work. Back to the Maw we go, where our broker friend Venari helps us out. For a price, of course. With the souls collected, we can start on our first Covenant upgrade. We could maybe lay down a transport network for easier travel in the zone, an anima conductor to activate new challenges and adventures, or a command table. Now I don't think I'll have to explain what a command table does, or a unique upgrade that's different for every single covenant. In the case of the Necrolords, this upgrade is going to give us access to the Abomination Factory. It will allow us to dive deep into the art of flesh crafting and construct new companions to join us on our adventures across the Shadowlands. Now, the Covenant abilities of the Necrolords, they have been restored to us, granted permanently while we stick with them. But there's even greater might to be found by binding our soul to another. Souls in Maldraxxus, they're bound together in war. They draw strength and wisdom from those around them. Should we fall in battle, part of us would remain with our fellow soldiers, just as they would remain with us. Plague Deviser Marilith has volunteered to teach us the process of soul binding.
Ah, my apprentice, you return at last.
Marilith has known many soul binds, but the foremost of them all was Margrave's Tradama. Her knowledge, talent, and kindness, it became part of who they were. Now and forever, it's a bond that they share.
Shall we get to work? I am ready when you are. Oh, this is quite exciting.
As our renown grows, so too will our bond over time. But there is the ability to accelerate this process with the use of some conduits. We're gonna pick the different abilities that we want, the different paths our bond flows through. Great power, it awaits to be unlocked. That's the basic setup for the Covenant. Onwards to the weekly campaign.
We have agreed to parley, despite your house's treason. Now speak.
Garmal is no friend of ours. If you would have us, we would join your cause.
We have visitors from the House of Constructs. Apparently, not all of their house were down with the attack on Bastion, but when they spoke out, their souls were ripped from their constructed bodies, and they became imprisoned. Emily, a princess apparently, she managed to escape, but most of them did not. Rafan, the abominable Stitchmaster, wants our help to free the other souls, and in return, they can build us an army of constructs far greater than any that serve Garmal. Interestingly enough, the quest text mentions Margrave Belegaros, and I don't know if that's a typo or a nickname used for Margrave Garmal, or perhaps that Garmal replaced Belegaros after the attack on Bastion. I have no idea, but all the same, we travel with them to the body banks, where we can get Emily a constructed body worthy of their spirits. We'll just need to gather a couple of tools in the area: skewering needles, razor thread spools, and clotting patches. Not just any skin is gonna do though. Emily, she had a magnificent one, impervious to mortal weapons. It was truly a work of art that took years to perfect, and when she was removed from her constructs, it was Father Ishkar who took great delight in stealing that skin. We'll just have to take it back from them, as nothing else will be worthy of Emily, the dread sibling slayer.
Consult the schematics before we proceed. Ameni's construct is of complex design. Good. Now activate the vat of acerbic bile and connect it to the construct. Excellent. Next, do the same for the vat of enzymes. Well done. The construct is nearly ready to receive Ameni's soul.
Just one more step to do. Despite the beliefs of most people, Emily has a kind heart. Well, at least she will have one once we give it to her. A choice between a kind, strong, or the one that I obviously chose, a ruthless heart.
We will be powerful allies, Maw-Walker, but not friends. I do not have friends.
You are speaking to a princess.
Emily, the Slaughter Daughter. Honestly, can Maldraxxus get any more metal? She walks once more with a cute little crown on her head. Time to get even. When she was locked up, she made a list of all the constructs that betrayed her. It is a lengthy one, and we get to help teach these constructs the mistake they made by destroying them, along with Yardmaster Praluk, who is number 1 on the list. And while Emily was able to escape, many souls that had spoken out, they're still imprisoned within the Etheric Vault, doomed to stay there until their souls fade away, starved of their anima. We free them, take them with us to the seat of the Primus. At the Butcher's Block, they're going to be able to use these souls, construct a new army of battle-worthy constructs to lead Maldraxxus to victory. We're going to need some proper resources though, so construction can't begin until we upgrade our Covenant and unlock the Abomination Factory. But still, The allegiance of the Slaughter Daughter and the abominable Stitchmaster. It will prove invaluable for the times ahead. And that brings us to the end of week 1 for our Covenant campaign. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, see ya!
Have you children, Alexandros?
I do. 2 sons. One betrayed me to the Scourge. The other sacrificed himself to free me. I saw him again, just recently, in the Maw. He too has risen as a Death Knight. He too fights to defend our world.
You must be proud. My son was a mere babe when traitors struck me down. I fought to my last breath to save him, but I do not know if he survived.
If he is of your blood, Draka, then I have no doubt that he did.
We set up base at the seat of the Primus, and we gained the allegiance of the Slaughter Daughter, as well as Rattan, the abominable Stitchmaster, members of the House of Constructs. They were not down with the attack on Bastion. If only the rest of Maldraxxus felt that way, since the other houses, they've joined forces against us and are trying to take the seat. One quick flight on Ragewing, raining death and destruction from above. It gives our troops a bit of breathing room, but we can't rely on daring airstrikes to hold them at bay forever. Lady Vush has a plan to permanently bolster our defenses.
We cannot hope to hold the seat without a necropolis, so we shall seize one from our foes. Meet me near the House of Eyes. A mission of this nature requires finesse.
Do not make me regret this.
The House of Eyes, as we learned from Drekka, it's been blown up, similar to how the House of Plagues was taken out. But from its ashes, a new necropolis will rise. Vush knows that not all the members of the House of Eyes have perished. They could lie in wait, hidden for eternity, if such was demanded of them. But it is time to reclaim our destiny, so we use a sigil to rally them to our cause. We'll also show in the constructs that the eyes are not gone, and they do not take kindly to those trying to pick at their corpse. It's a solid plan to have, but to repair a necropolis, let alone navigate and pilot it, it's gonna take more than the troops we have right now. For our mechanic, we rescue Enzit, a member of the House of Constructs that's been toiling away on a new necropolis for ages. When Nurakir, the necropolis of the Eyes, collapsed, they saw a golden opportunity. He came here as a member of the team to salvage parts from the wreckage, but these brutes, they locked him up when he criticized their methods. Our team will be a much better fit, so we save him from his cage.
You've spared me from a terrible fate. Glad I'm on your side.
For our pilots, we're gonna need a particular kind of magic. Helmsman Karirux is summoned in, an expert helmsman from the House of Rituals that needs a bit of convincing to join our side.
Where am I? Who dares conjure me? Spies? You will regret this, pests. Enough! I yield. Name your terms.
The Eyes are your master now. Await our command. My Baroness was right about you, Mawwalker. We regroup at Nurakir.
And finally, for navigation, we need Zanir, who survived the wreckage, but grief besets her. Zanir would love to serve as navigator again, but her dearest friend suffers. She feels Twiggan even now, struggling against the binding web of the spiders who once served their cause. More victims of this senseless conflict. We'll have to slay them and gather their venom. With it, we can free Twiggan from their bonds and reunite them with Zanir.
Our house will be. I am in your debt, Mawwalker. Akarek's cunning guide you.
Within the ruins of the necropolis, there awaits our final challenge. The one leading the salvage effort calls herself Gorkentus. To reclaim their home, we'll have to slay the head gutter for the House of Constructs.
Pests! Your parts will serve us well!
All who betrayed the Eyes shall perish.
Our renown is slowly but steadily growing, impressing even Emily, who thinks that we could use some help. There's knowledge that she knows, which could make us more useful to the Necrolords. So just this once, she will teach us something, and we won't even have to lose a limb. It is time to soulbind. Soulbind with the Slaughter Daughter.
Have you come bearing tribute?
Ah, my apprentice, you return at last.
All is prepared to seize the Necropolis, but not this week quite yet. This week, we just did the preparations. Next week, a Necropolis waits to be claimed. I'll leave you with another stay a while and listen. So for now, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, see ya!
Kel'thuzad spoke highly of you, Ashbringer. He did not offer praise lightly.
He forged my strength into victories I thought impossible. I will rip out Virez's blackened heart for betraying him. It pleases me to know you served Kel'thuzad well. He admired your spirit, even when you answered to Akarak.
We both learned much from him, and together we shall see him avenged.
Last week, we prepared ourselves to seize the Necropolis. This week, we get to join the House of Eyes and actually take it.
Oh, we need to get the lay of the land before we proceed. Survey the area from above as Twiggin flies you to our position. We will infiltrate the Necropolis while Ansett distracts the constructs.
A few explosions should do just the trick.
Everything is in place. Let Twiggin know when you are ready to depart.
A mission of stealth will be required to claim the Necropolis at Osine Foundry. But some way, somehow, they were prepared for us. The Foundry is on high alert, so we're gonna need to provide a distraction by thinning out their numbers. Then ends it. He's been captured and placed in a cage once again. We get the key, and we set them free.
We really have to stop meeting like this.
Enforcer Borgula oversees all of the work efforts that take place here, and she is on the mooring platform, the spot that's our best launching point to access the Necropolis above. That means we'll have to take her out. Then Twiggin is kind enough to fly us up, where we insert the runic keystone, take out the Votruus key guard, and with that...
The Necropolis thrums with power. It is time we depart.
Primus was the victor of countless far-worn battles. Honor him by defeating enemies in this revered place.
Now that we control the Necropolis, we can open a portal to the seat of the Primus. Zedekirs is ours, along with everything it contains. Apparently, the Primus was personally involved in the design of this Necropolis. It was truly a sight to witness his hand shape the form of this vessel. It would be very wise to search the room. Perhaps he kept some tools here that might be of use to us.
Ah, yes, that's it. Armor of unmatched craftsmanship. I have never seen its like before. Not even from the forges of the Chosen. You should take this back to the Sanctum Mawwalker. Perhaps Baroness Draka or one of the others can discern its significance.
These are the bindings of flesh crafting. They empower the Primus to shape the very flesh and bone of Maldraxxus. If or when he returns, we'll make sure to have his armor ready.
It is said that when the Primus disappeared, the pieces of his armor were scattered. If there are more to be found, we will claim them for our covenant.
Might without control is wasted. Focus. Dominate.
And that's what the Necrolords do this week, securing their position within Maldraxxus by adding a Necropolis to the arsenal. Just stay a while and listen, it seems to change every time I check it, so I'll leave you with another one of those. For now though, thank you very much for watching everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos, leave a like if you enjoyed this one, and until next time, See ya!
I once beheld your world for myself, Draka. Or rather, the shattered ruin it has become.
You seem to know much of broken worlds, Vosh, and consorting with demonic filth.
Queen Ashara's machinations brought us untold power. The Sundering was a small price to pay for our ascension.
I have heard tales of your vain, heartless queen. It seems you have a great deal in common with her, in form as well as substance.
Maldraxxus, it's on the path to reclaiming its rightful role as defender of the Shadowlands. But the treasonous attack on Bastion, it remains a stain on our honor. The attack on the Temple of Courage has been routed before. We've even ventured into the necrotic wake, took care of business on the inside. But you can't keep a good construct down.
We had nearly retaken our temple when your kind returned in force. I will not rest until this ends.
Neither shall we.
They've managed to summon in reinforcements and retake the grounds, entrench themselves with shields powered by necromancy. Shields that we can take out with the aid of Zandria, Paragon of Courage. Their crystals get taken out, but we slay our enemy forces so thoroughly that none will ever attempt its desecration again. With the outside cleared, we then move deeper into the sanctum, where the foul necromancers have enveloped the area in a toxic cloud. The Kyrians can't fight back from the air, as its foul powers corrodes their very wings. It's gonna be up to us to deal with these befoulers, so that Zandria can deliver retribution to the rest of them. But even with her might, the Paragon cannot eliminate an endless army. We'll also have to destroy their portals and stop the reinforcements.
Mulgrain! The Maw will seem a fond memory when I am done with you.
Antolite. She could never defeat me in the arena. She will not defeat us here.
You rush headlong to your demise. I look forward to tearing you apart.
Yet you cower in your necropolis. I will silence your boasting with a single strike!
The sky's clear. Regroup with me on the western landing, Maldraxxus. Retribution is at hand.
Pathetic little weaklings. You cannot stop the House of Constructs.
On me, Maldraxxus. Together we will cleanse this temple. Mark my targets, Maldraxxus. I will smite them with haste. Let the rain of justice cleanse this ground! Sir, we have but one enemy left to slay. Speak to me when you are prepared. It is the way.
Enough of your meddling. Face me, so that I might crush you once and for all!
Coward! I will rip your carcass from my temple and cast it into oblivion!
All of Bastion will be ours! You will never win.
At last, the darkness clears from my temple. Yet I feel it will not be absent long without action.
The constructs are nothing if not persistent. But I swear to the light that we will purge them from Bastion.
The Baroness for the House of Constructs has been slain, and victory is ours today. We've proven that honor yet remains within Maldraxxus. But Margrave Garmal, it still stands, so the Kyrians are gonna take some time to regain their strength, while the Necrolords will need some time to prepare their forces. Yet gazing upon Bastion, the sense of honor and purpose that guides its denizens, it has Mograine wonder if the Arbiter made the right call.
For the Archon and Ashbringer, the Arbiter's judgment is infallible. She must have recognized something within you that was meant for Maldraxxus.
Yet I dedicated my life in service to the light. Is that not what earns a place in Bastion?
Walk with me, both of you. Our aspirants shed their memories in the Temple of Purity, but we will follow a different path. Does Maldraxxus not suit you?
When I first looked upon the Maldraxxi, all I could see was the scourge that brought ruin to my homeland. The monsters I had sworn to destroy. In time, I learned that they are not the mindless undead I thought them to be. That honor has its place in Maldraxxus. Or at least it did.
The memories of your life bear torment in death. Were you chosen for Bastion, they would be deemed a burden.
But why was I not chosen? Was my faith in the light not strong enough? Was my soul tainted from the moment I rose into undeath?
Light, void, such trifling powers have no purchase here. The Arbiter sent you to Maldraxxus for a reason. One we shall attempt to discern. Meditate on these scrolls, Alexandros. Glean the source of your courage. The reason we are not alike.
The light has always been my courage. But I will see what these scrolls reveal.
A much more detailed video is available on the channel, but real short for the story of Mograine. Alexandros wielded the legendary blade Ashbringer, earned the title of Ashbringer as well, by literally turning his scourge enemies into ash.
Is that Elena? My love. My light.
She is still as radiant as when I last held her. To think she'd be forgotten if I... Forgive me. Let us continue onward.
A threat that had to be eliminated, so schemes from behind the scenes turned his eldest son against him. He lured his father into a trap, then stabbed him in the back, giving him to the gentle care of Kel'thuzad, who turned Alexandros into one of the 4 horsemen.
Renault, my eldest, my demise. His betrayal haunts me, even in death. My son, would this pain be best forgotten? Please, let us move on.
Then his youngest son Darien ventured into Naxxramas to save his father, ended his undead life and took the corrupted blade with him. From the blade, a voice whispered to him to take him to the Scarlet Monastery, where Renault got what was coming to him. Then Kel'thuzad planned an attack on Light's Hope Chapel. Darien, in a glorious act of self-sacrifice, used the corrupted blade to kill himself. This act, it saved his father's soul, and the light responded, obliterating the scourge, but also now handing Darien to the enemy. He would return in Wrath of the Lich King, then step away from Arthas the Lich King, handing over the Ashbringer to Tyrion Fordring, who managed to purge his corruption and shatter Frostmourne itself.
Darien, you died to free me from the scourge. And still you stand in defense of Azeroth. I will never forget your sacrifice. Never. My beloved son, I am so proud of you, and nothing will ever take that from me. I believe I understand now. Let us return to the Paragon.
The Arbiter saw that your memories are not a burden, but your source of strength. That is why you belong in Maldraxxus.
I see that now. Honor may have forsaken Maldraxxus, but together we will restore what has been lost. Go on, Mawwalker. I would like a moment to reflect.
Giving up his memories would mean giving up his source of strength for Alexandros, which sheds an interesting light on those that are judged worthy for Bastion. The Arbiter's judgment was, as always, infallible. Since this week's campaign it revolves so much about Mograine, I also want to take a moment to answer a question that I've heard quite a lot. People are wondering how it's possible that Mograine wields the Ashbringer. Since in Legion, it was the Paladins who got the blade, as Tyrion Fordring passed away. Did Mograine visit Azeroth and steal it from the Order Hall? That's not the case. We can talk to Bonesmith Hymir, who lets us know that the blade is actually called Fatebringer. I made it for him when he was named Baron. He wanted something similar to what he used in life. Based on your reaction, I'm guessing that you recognize the shape a bit. I guess if I shared a title with a sword, I'd be pretty attached to it. It's one of my finer creations. Alexandros fought hard to come by some of the materials that went into it. Not sure where the skull came from, but it's certainly not from Maldraxxus. My headcanon is that Mograine did indeed travel to Azeroth and picked up the skull of Renaud, the head of his treacherous son, now used to bring honor back to Maldraxxus. But that's purely my own take. All the same, we've proven our honor and we gained a new ally. Bastion demands vengeance, and we shall share it with them. Only by combining our forces are we going to be able to defeat the constructs once and for all.
Your presence here is welcome, Paragon. We share a common enemy.
Mograine speaks highly of your leadership and courage, Draka. I am honored to finally meet you. I see the Mawwalker is with you. I trust their choice to ally with you. And with that, we can ally too.
The reign of Margrave Garmal ends this day. We shall gather our forces and prepare the Zerachris for an assault.
The alliance is secure, and now we plan the attack. A story, an assault that's gonna play out next week for the Necrolords. So, for now, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I'll leave you with another news, stay a while and listen. And if you want, subscribe if you like my videos. Maybe even leave a like if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, see ya!
Every defeat
Baroness,
is a lesson.
your original night elf form was restored in the afterlife, was it not? Why abandon it for one akin to the Naga?
When I was Kaldori, I was but a handmaiden to my queen, prized for my beauty and little else. As a Naga, I was recognized and rewarded for my cunning and resolve. But I could ask the same question of you. Why adopt the form of a feeble human, when so many stronger ones exist?
This is the form I had when purging countless undead on Azeroth. But I suppose your point stands.
Last week, we already had a massive battle with the House of Constructs during the Kyrian campaign. But this week, the Maldraxxus, they also get to experience it.
Xandria awaits our arrival on the Zerachris. Let's move.
Lore-wise, I think the idea is that we do this together. There are multiple Mawwalkers established, some that even get stuck in the Maw, so it's not crazy to think that the factions, that they're working together. What I do wonder is how some of the details work out. In this questline, for example, we use the Rune Blade picked up in Maldraxxus. We empower it and deal massive damage to our enemy. But how does that work for the Kyrian when the Rune Blade is placed in the Necrolord or the Hull? Did the Primus just leave 1 million copies of it behind? Was Draka surprised each time that a new Mawwalker picked it up? The smaller details, they don't really line up, but either way, let the Kyrian and the Maldraxxus join forces and take on Margrave Garmal.
We have our orders. Fight well, Kyrian of Bastion.
Take to the skies, Ascended! For Bastion! This day, we bring justice to our fallen brethren and end the foul work here once and for all.
It's pretty badass to see the Kyrian take wing like that. A small taste of the all-out war that we prevented. At the same time, the House of Constructs, it has pushed forward with their experiments and now able to craft massive juggernauts with the Kyrian parts they collected. While Alexandros and Emily are gonna lead the chosen assault on the western gate, we direct our forces at the eastern side. Our forces above, they cannot fully descend upon this area, while the Margrave crystals cover the sky in destructive blasts. The flames of courage are placed upon us, allowing us to call Xandria into action to take out these crystals. This power also helps tremendously when we take on Woeblade, born of one of the most pained souls that they've taken from the temple.
Pain. Agony.
As we go along, we also make sure to take out a fair chunk of our enemy's forces and gather scrolls detailing the work of the late Surgeon Stitchflesh, the boss that we taken out at the Necrotic Wake. Their demise did not stop the research on how to mold and shape Kyrian flesh, but best to keep this information out of the hands of our enemies.
The western flank is pinned down. Mograine needs reinforcements. Fight well, brothers and sisters. The Margrave will pay.
Look how they struggle. Soon the flesh of those chosen exiles and their Kyrian pets will be ours to craft.
The Margrave's juggernauts assault Mograine's position below. They are unable to
Fight
advance.
until our last! We will not go gently into the night!
We've done our job, but Mograine and our allies, they need help securing the Western Gate. They got the Juggernauts bombarding their positions, and conventional weapons do nothing against their imbued hides. Alexandros does have a plan though. We're gonna need to slay our enemies, charge up our Runeblade, while at the same time, we also clear the sky of rocks and destroy these astral projections that the Margrave is using to rally their troops.
Our Kyrian juggernauts will vanquish all who dare oppose the House of Constructs. Our new allies have granted us power beyond imagining. Sindane's new Baron spoke true. Bastion was only the beginning. Soon all will be bound to our flesh.
It's interesting that they once again make mention of this new Baron. New allies hanging out in the House of Rituals. We learned that they have this new Baron while we quested through Maldraxxus. Margrace Tradama, she warns us not to trust the Baron as we take her out in the Plaguefall dungeon. This Baron, whoever they are, they have been quite busy. I wonder who it could be. Mysteries to be revealed later. For now, our Runeblade is all charged up. Time to show the House of Constructs what we can do.
Unleash the Runeblade's power and destroy Garmel's juggernauts once and for all! Hear me, Chosen! Hear me, Kyrian! The time for our final assault is at hand! Forward! For Maldraxxus! For Bastion! For the Shadowlands!
The Zerachris is in position, and Draka is ready to strike. Our forces have control over the House of Constructs, and their Margrave cannot ignore such a massive loss of troops. All that remains is the fall of the Instigated themselves, a battle that's been long in the making. What we do now, we do for all of us. Bastion and Maldraxxus, they both lost many to these fiends. United, our forces will finally get justice.
Xandria, are you prepared for the true fight?
I have been ready since they sacked my temple.
Let us see this done.
Is this all you could muster? I had hoped for a proper meal.
Bluster all you like. It is time to pay for your crimes.
You mistake foolishness for bravery, Kyrian. You tread in our domain.
Give up this madness! The Primus would not stand for this!
We should have raided Bastion ages ago. The Primus held us back.
Your betrayal sealed your fate. Justice will be done.
A barony for the one who brings us the Paragon's husk!
You had your chance to surrender. Now we will avenge Crexus with your blood!
Crexus was a fool. He paid the price for defying us. And so will you! Face us, Draka! Or will you beg to join our house? As you did that of the Chosen!
Incompetent fools! Defend your house! Defend your Margrave!
We have them! Fire!
Do not let them...
Mograine, Marwalker, I found something troubling within Garmal's stronghold. You must see it.
Lead the way, Baroness.
I thought it wise to search the tower for evidence of Garmal's treachery. I did not expect to find this.
Anima, but not of Maldraxxus. This reeks of Venthyr sorcery.
This does not appear plundered like the anima stolen from Maldraxxus. This was given as to an ally.
We know Garmal conspired with Sindain. If they have the backing of Revendreth, it bodes ill for our cause. We must investigate.
Agreed. I will prepare for the Mawwalker and I to journey there. In the meantime, see if Garmal possessed anything else that could be of value to us.
Come, Mawwalker. Let us search the fallen Margrave's stores. Nothing of much value to us here. Garmal had a voracious appetite for power. They should have used it to defend Maldraxxus instead of their own interests. Wait, this could be something. What say you, Mawwalker?
Looks like the House of Constructs, and by extension, the House of Rituals, that they're in league with Revendreth. That anima was given, and we all know who loves to stockpile anima in that domain. Some jailer influence is revealing itself behind the scenes within Maldraxxus. Mysteries, once again to be revealed later. Right now, we've picked up the Primus' mantle of eternal victory.
Well done! You may have the honor of putting the mantle in its rightful place, my friend.
Duty is a mantle worn by all who serve. Fight always for the good of the realm.
Last week, we joined the Kyrians and took on Margrave Garmal, discovering anima that was sent over by Revendreth. It seems that Maldraxxi conspirators, they've been found skulking in their realm. The accuser wants to discuss the anima reserves that we discovered, so we meet up with her at the Halls of Atonement.
Ah, my message reached you. You must be Draka. I trust we can deal with our shared problem swiftly. We have uncovered an operation in the Endmire, but have abstained from investigating.
We will eliminate it, and find out who is responsible.
You will. I've also brought a soul with me. He will accompany you through this endeavor.
If I must coddle one of your arrogant souls to prove our good faith, so be it.
If you wished to test my abilities, you could have done so in person, accuser.
You speak so often of your immense power. Now behave, we have visitors. Every soul can be redeemed.
I remember you.
If it desires
Don't look
to
so
be.
smug. Were it not for these shackles, I would avenge my prior defeat here and now.
Kel'thuzad will join you. I shall remain a watchful eye.
This menial labor will not improve me as you hope it will, accuser.
Kel'thuzad has been saved from Castle Nafria and taken into Sinfall to help save his soul and repent for his many sins. We get to babysit him while taking out the Maldraxxi encampment within Revendreth. They've got their necromancers that are charging up crystals with anima, crystals that are then stacked by the dredgers. If we take out the big ones, we'll put a stop to the operations.
I try.
You were a ruler on Azeroth? My time there was brief. I spent most of my life on Draenor.
My father and I ruled the finest kingdom in all the world, until it was decimated by Arthas Menethil and the Lich Kel'thuzad. I sought to restore the glory of my people. In hindsight, the bargains I struck may have been, regrettable.
That's one way to put it, I suppose. Margrave Sindain has sent their hand, Lady Quixada, to oversee this encampment. It is time to take them on and see what information we can learn, maybe even find an answer to who this Archlich is that they keep on yelling about.
Unbind me! What magic is this?
Why are you sending anima to Maldraxxus? Who do you serve? Answer me!
You cannot stop my master.
He is allied with the Banished One himself.
Who? Who is your master?
I serve the mighty Kel'thuzad, and he will conquer all of... I will return.
The defiler of the Sunwell. At last, I will claim justice for Silvermoon!
The Lich was drawing upon a source of great power. By the 5 houses, the pauldrons of the Primus!
Meddlers! You dare strike down my underling? No matter. The House of Rituals serves my will. Should you be so bold, face me there.
I will make Kel'thuzad pay for what he's done. Baroness Draka, I insist you escort me to Maldraxxus at once.
We will execute the
Do not
will
make
of
demands
the
of me,
Archlich.
fallen prince. You must learn more about this threat we face before rushing in foolishly. This Lich imperils both our realms. When our forces are prepared to strike, we will send the call for Revendreth to join the fight. Take the armor of the Primus to our sanctum, Moorwalker. We will give it the place of honor it deserves.
Finally, the new Baron for the House of Rituals has been revealed. None other than Kel'thuzad has been pulling the strings behind the scenes. This former human allied themselves to the Lich King and used their cult of the damned to spread the plague across the lands of Lordaeron. A plague that was not only designed to kill, but to also bring them back as the undead, bound to the will of the Lich King. We took him on in Naxxramas during Classic, but his phylactery, the thing that binds him to the mortal world, it was never destroyed. This allowed him to make a return in Wrath of the Lich King, yet once again, the phylactery evaded us. As a Lich, he's probably more at home within the Shadowlands than we'll ever be. We must unite our forces with that of Revendreth and assault the House of Rituals. But that is gonna take some time and careful planning. Oh, and just one more note about the armor of the Primus. We just uncovered his pauldrons in the hands of an ally to Kel'thuzad. Could it potentially be possible that Kel'thuzad, through the jailer, got his hands on these armor pieces, then handed it out to the Margrave to where we found the armor so far? That in turn could perhaps strengthen the idea that the rune carver is actually the Primus, that is the gear that they stole from him before they tossed him into Torghast. But that's just a side note, something I thought about while editing the video. For now, we just return the pauldrons of the Primus at the seat of the Primus, and that will be the campaign for this week.
Enemies arise from without and within. Stand firm. Defend the realms of death.
You revealed the true enemy of Maldraxxus, Moorwalker. And now, you shall restore these pauldrons to their rightful place. We heed the words of the Primus, and together we will fight to save the Shadowlands!
Last week, we ventured into Revendreth. We uncovered that Kel'thuzad is part of the House of Rituals, and he's been manipulating things from behind the scenes. Getting to him is not going to be easy, but we're not the only ones that want to deal with him. Balmadar, another lich from the House of Rituals, they saw their title of Baron stolen by Kel'thuzad, and then they pushed him out of the house's dealings. He has yet to find evidence to use against Kel'thuzad, and so he offers an arrangement. We get access to the House of Rituals, and in return, we're going to help him bring down Kel'thuzad.
Good. You managed to find my little care package, so you are not entirely useless. Your next task won't be so simple. I hope you're up for a challenge.
Now we can't just walk in looking the way that we do now. We're going to need an illusion. Not just any will do. To join Kel'thuzad's inner circle, we're going to require a specific body. Fortunately for us, one of the Baron's favorite acolytes, they're performing a ritual outside the house itself. Nemesis, it would be the perfect disguise to get us where we need to be, so we take her out and drag her body back to the ritual circle, while making sure that no witnesses survive and that we have enough anima power to complete the ritual.
Satisfactory. Come to see me in the Hall of Blades, so I can verify the quality of your guys. Oh, just one small note. That acolyte you've just wantonly slain also happens to be the favorite consort of Margrave Sindane. If for some reason you see fit to betray me, I will make certain the Margrave discovers the identity of the murderer. But you would never dream of doing that, would you?
Yep, that's right. Apparently Margraves, they have consorts. I'm sure glad they put in that little lore detail. It's time to present ourselves to Kel'thuzad and do whatever task that he requires, while keeping our eyes open for anything suspicious to find out what he's up to.
The constructs have returned with the remaining spoils from our raid on Bastion. Along with my personal prize, a type of Kyrian their kind refers to as a bearer.
You will answer for this, Lich. I am no one's prize.
Within this pitiful Kyrian lies the key to places of great power. And by utilizing the anima stores secured from our allies in Revendreth, I shall open the way to victory. Enough reflection. It is time we prepared for the ritual.
So the Baron is soliciting help from the Venthyr. Not an unforgivable slight, were he at least to share his spoil. Hardly evidence of treachery, though. Let us see what lies within these tomes he seeks.
Well, what have we here? One of Kel'Thuzad's little pets.
Kel'thuzad is going to need more information for his ritual, but to get to the books, we'll first have to help out the Baroness with collecting some overdue scrolls, retrieving errant quills and rampant grimoires. With those tasks done, we're granted access to the volumes that our master seeks.
Winged Arcanum. An obvious choice for research on Kyrian mysticism. What could he expect to find in such a basic volume? Halves of the first ones, an odd choice, filled with speculation and half-truths. Does his ritual somehow involve the pathways connecting the realms of death? Greater Wards and Barriers, Volume 4, Counterspells. A truly ponderous read. What manner of barrier is the Baron seeking to erect, or bypass? Curious. Binding of the Banished One? Why, this is little more than a history book. What could Kel'Thuzad possibly want with this? Despite our efforts, we are no closer to ascertaining the Baron's plans. Continue with your ruse. Let us see what else we can uncover.
The Kyrian are capable of bearing souls into the Shadowlands. There are wards and barriers covering the Maw. There's the binding of the Banished One, and the Banished One is another name for the Jailer. And then the path of the first ones. Their artifacts, it reacted to us as we made our escape from the Maw. For those curious, there's not a whole lot known about these first ones, the precursors to the rulers of the Shadowlands. While it is safe to say that Kel'Thuzad studies, they're directed and focused on the Maw and what it's keeping imprisoned. He'll need some time to study the books. So next up, we go out to gather the last required reagents.
Perhaps some of these reagents could help us surmise the nature of this ritual. Whatever the Baron requests, bring them to me first. I would see what he intends to use.
Sorcerer Voutral is a bit too nosy for their own good. They left a note for Kel'Thuzad, one that he hasn't read yet, in which they let him know that something is off about us ever since we returned from a ritual with the Kyrian remains. Best to silence such a voice before they unravel our plans. Then, to the reagents, Kel'Thuzad, he requires a Veilwing's heart, but the beast has escaped, wrecking their reagent area, freeing the Blight Rays from their cages. We'll have to hunt it down ourselves and procure its heart, while also harvesting the Veilwing for their spore clusters. After that is done, all that remains is a special shipment that Kel'Thuzad has requested from Oribos.
A mysterious delivery from the brokers. Intriguing indeed. I must know of it. Return to me with the remaining reagents. I have a plan.
The brokers deal in objects most exotic and profound. If Kel'thuzad requires reagents from them, then his ritual, it must be outside the normal scope of the House of Rituals. This mysterious reagent, it could be the key to unlocking his plans. So we ambush the caravan and retrieve what they're transporting, while once again taking out any of the witnesses. It's a good thing we're disguised, otherwise the brokers and Oribos, they might act a whole lot less friendly. The shipment, it turns out to be a highly ornate dagger, adorned with the hallmark runes of domination magic. I really wonder how the broker got their hands on a domination blade. If the design was ripped from the rune carver by the jailer. How many of these blades are out there anyways? Really curious to find out. But the pieces, they are coming together. There's the Kyrian, the path of the first ones, and runes of domination. Kel'thuzad is looking to breach the Maw. We cannot allow this to happen. It's been locked away from the Shadowlands for a good reason. Opening up that floodgate could be catastrophic. Now he's a bit too powerful to confront headlong, so we'll have to sabotage his ritual instead.
The caravan was completely ransacked. The escorting brokers were brutally slain.
Well, what is it?
Nowhere to be found, Master.
Then it would appear we have a traitor in our midst. We must accelerate our plans.
As you command, Master. It will be done at once.
Having you engaged in the ritual was not intended to be part of the plan, but it seems we must improvise. Though I'm quite certain the ritual will fail, there may be some collateral effects. For your sake, let us hope they are not entirely fatal.
The ritual begins. Open the anima flows. Yes, I see the way. The darkness of the Maw calls to me from beyond. The barrier weakens. Paths sealed for untold ages will soon open. The blood of the bearer shall open the way. What? What is happening? No! Impossible! Wait. What treachery is this? So you were behind this. And what have we here? Balmadar's Oculus. Guards, take this wretch to a cell. And bring me that traitorous lich as well.
The Margrave must be warned, so there has to be some way that we can get ourselves out of these cells.
Unless you wish to speak to someone more on your own intellectual level, a scowl won't do us any good. I fear my magic is distinctly not of the chain-manipulating variety. See what else you can find. A torch. While many a villain might disguise a hidden switch inside one, a jail cell is not a likely place for it. A hand? Yes. Yes! By the Primus, that's ingenious! The lever is at the end of the hall. You may need to be a bit clever finding a path to reach it. Try scaling those shelves to reach the lever.
Normally, you're supposed to do this whole parkour thing, but even back in beta, we figured out that if you just jump at the lever, you can open the cell without a problem. I do remember reporting this, but it's something that was never fixed.
Well, you did it! I never doubted you for a moment, of course. Look there. Signs of battle leading to the Margrave's Hall. Hurry! We may be too late.
What is this treachery? Do you truly believe you can match the power of a Margrave?
Alone? No.
Ninatar! How dare you!
Your weakness is unbecoming of the House of Rituals, Sindane. It is time we anointed a new Margrave. You will pay for this deceit.
Perhaps, but such is always the price for power. So, mortal, you managed to escape. Have you come to celebrate my victory? No? What a pity. Nevertheless, allow me to leave you with a parting gift.
Sephiroth rises once more. He and Kel'thuzad seem to be forever bound. This blue dragon in life was chilling in Northrend until Arthas and the Scourge they fought him. Raised into undeath, he then became a boss in Naxxramas, dropping the key to the focusing iris. That's which was required to fight Malagos, the blue dragon aspect. Even here in the Shadowlands, he still answers the call of Kel'thuzad. And luckily this time, we don't need a raid team to take him out.
Kel'thuzad has retreated to the necropolis. The two of us have no chance against him now. There's just a choice but to return to your allies and regroup.
Last week, we got help from Balmadar to infiltrate the Houes of Rituals, expose Kel'thuzad. But ultimately, the Archlich got full control of the house. Margrave Sindain and the Staff of the Primus are in his possession, not to mention the Medallion of Prince Renethal. It's going to take nothing short of an army to stop him from breaking the barriers around the Maw and setting all those locked inside free.
Defenders of Maldraxxus, through deceit and treachery, Kel'thuzad has turned our great houses against one another. He conspires with outside forces and defies the will of the Primus. Today, he will answer for his crimes.
What a measly little army you've scrounged together. Was this truly the best you could muster?
Your foul schemes end here, Lich.
Ha! You have no hope of stopping what is to come. But by all means, you are welcome to try.
We cannot attack through the main entrance. Those narrow halls would give the Liches the advantage.
The side route is barricaded. The enemy holds the high ground and would rain destruction upon us.
Such pitiful barriers are hardly an obstacle for me. We push forward.
Aran, Masana, take your forces over the mountains and harry their back lines.
This is folly. The Liches will assail you with sorcery every step of the way.
A wasted effort. My constructs will weather any storm they can conjure.
After the wall is breached, you will follow your direction, Balmadar.
Once we are inside, we must secure the Anima Reservoir, lest it be used against us.
I trust you are ready, Maw Walker. Break those Liches apart!
Your ascent ends here!
How disappointing.
Now you will learn the folly of opposing the House of Rituals!
Gotta get through me first!
As you wish.
Are you still toying with these intruders, Ninadar? Destroy them!
Yes, Master. I exist to serve. I will not be defeated by the likes of you!
That reckless fool! If we do not stop her, she could destroy us all!
Everyone! Forward!
Ninadar is charging herself up while we storm the courtyard, taking out the Necromancer Ritualist and the Ascended Liches.
At last! Oh, the power I deserve!
This added power, it gives her some really cool spell effects. They look like proper raid boss mechanics, but our combined houses are strong enough to take her on.
No! I will have what I was promised! What I have earned!
Ninadar, you cannot control that much anima!
Another soldier falls.
That blast utterly obliterated her.
Wait, the staff of the Primus. It is still intact. If we return this to Margrave Sindane, we may yet stand a chance against Kel'thuzad.
The Archlich is in the midst of a terrible ritual. Destroying his stabilization crystals, it might put a stop to it.
Your efforts are futile. You cannot stop my ritual. You are too late. The way opens. Destroy these meddlers.
That beast is incinerating our forces. We'll be overrun.
Necrolords, hold your ground. We will not fail Maldraxxus.
Hail, Baroness. Revendreth stands with you.
Beast is exposed. Moorwalker, strike it down. We will keep you covered.
Moorwalker, I will weaken the beast on your command. Strike it now!
The mad lad actually did it. He summoned a creature out of the maw right here into Maldraxxus. And if he's able to summon this maw infernus, who knows what else he might be able to set free.
Well fought, Moorwalker. Now for Kel'thuzad. Baroness Draka has begun her assault. Give the order and I will bring you to the battle. What an impressive gathering! So many courageous champions! I am truly honored. Why, Prince Kel'thuz, is that you? I never did properly thank you for the use of your Sunwell.
Enough! Kel'thuzad, you have defied the laws of the Primus and conspired to bring ruin upon Maldraxxus. Surrender, or be destroyed.
Fools! It was all too easy to sow chaos and discord within your squabbling houses. The jailer's plan unfolds exactly as intended. A pity you will not see it come to fruition.
Kel'thuzad is siphoning power from Margrave Sindane. Weaken him so I might use the staff to release her.
While our allies hold off most of his reinforcements, Kel'thuzad displays some powerful new spells, while also making sure to keep it old school. Some cool new tricks in his arsenal, but he's still unable to prevent the third fall of Kel'thuzad.
Interlopers, you will not escape your fate!
We are not the ones you need to fear, Kel'thuzad.
Your cause is lost, usurper. Now you answer for your crimes against Maldraxxus. And against me.
Foolish Margrave, your victory is a hollow one. The medallion is ours. Let us return to Revendreth.
What? We cannot simply leave. Not while Kel'thuzad yet lives. I will have vengeance for Silvermoon.
His fate is not yours to decide.
Come, Lich. The Banished One calls you to his side.
Kel'thuzad is gone, yet your forces remain. Were I the suspicious sort, I might believe you were plotting to unseat me as Margrave.
Not if you will agree to join our cause, Sindane. Your strength is needed if we are to thwart the jailer.
I see now the true threat before us. The House of Rituals stands with you. As proof of my good faith, I offer this staff, once wielded by the Primus himself.
We will return the staff to the seat of the Primus. It shall serve as a reminder of our victory. Though Kel'thuzad escaped justice, his shadow has been driven from Maldraxxus, and we have gained an uneasy ally in Margrave Sindane.
I admit I had doubts about you at first, Mawwalker. But you have proven to be a valuable champion of our Covenant.
There is much still to be done. Vyraz must answer for his treachery, and Kel'thuzad as well.
Indeed. But now let us bring the staff of the Primus to our sanctum, and savor our victory. Mawwalker, your deeds this day will be remembered for all eternity.
Balmadar, you colluded with outsiders to defy your house. And your Margrave.
Only to expose Kel'Thuzad's treachery and restore your rightful rule.
Indeed. Then it is only fitting that you atone for your indiscretions. As my Baron. From this day forth, you will serve as my liaison to Baroness Draka.
I will not fail you, my Margrave.
The Archlich didn't seem overly happy with being dragged back into the maw towards his master. I guess the deep love that he had for the Lich King, it does not extend towards the jailer. We did manage to banish his evil from Maldraxxus, and we can now focus on rebuilding our forces and restoring order to the realm.
Focus. Strategy. Relentlessness. These are the weapons of the Necrolords. Victory will be claimed not by a single house, but through the strength of our Covenant. For Maldraxxus.
Bonesmith Hymir decides to become our final soulbind. And that brings us to the end of the Necrolord campaign, at least for the moment. Next door to us, there's still Vyraz leading the House of the Chosen. Kel'thuzad and the jailer, they're still waiting out there, trying to break the bonds of the Maw. Our Primus is also still missing. When will he return and reclaim all of those pieces of armor that we've gathered? He did warn us right at the start that there is only one hope to save the Shadowlands. The Eternal Ones must stand together once more before the jailer escapes the Maw. With the Primus missing and the Nefrius locked up in his sword, that might be a little bit tricky. Although, the Venveer, they are working very hard at gathering all those medallions, which were handed out by their sire, which might be good enough to substitute for his power, while the Primus himself might make a return. A lot of you, myself included, believe that the Rune Carver is actually the Primus. Their mind is shattered, unable to remember who they actually are. Bring back enough of his memories and he'll be good to go. That does leave the question as to who these ancient allies of the jailer might be. Where the sepulchre is that Zovaal must not be allowed to reach. Is it simply the massive storage of knowledge right here in Maldraxxus, or is it something else? The Arbiter is the final key. Mysteries to be revealed in the future. Then, for the ranking, as a lot of you asked me how I would rank the different Covenant campaigns. The Necrolord one, I'm going to place at spot 4, my least favorite one, which doesn't mean that it's awful, but one of them had to take the lowest spot. The campaign started off really slowly, with it taking 3 weeks in order to claim a necropolis. That felt like they watered it down, something that could have easily been done in one single sitting. Then, the really cool parts that the Necrolords get to do, they're also shared with other campaigns. There's the battle with Margrave Garmal, the excursion into Ravendrev with Kil'thuzad, and the finale, they're all shared with other campaigns. Now, working together is not my issue. The way that they did it in the final chapter, that was pretty great. Each side, they get to do their own thing first, for it to then come together. That's at least somewhat unique. The copy-paste that happened with Garmal and with Kil'thuzad though, that wasn't really cool, and it doesn't even work out lore-wise, trying to make it fit. There was one chapter that really stood out for the Necrolords that felt like, yeah, this is a unique one for the Necrolords with great information. That was chapter 7, so the one that we did last week, where we uncovered more details on what Kel'Thuzad's been doing. It just wasn't enough to make it shine, in my opinion of course, which is a shame, since the Necrolords, they do have the most recognizable characters out of all of them. They've got Alexandros Mograine, there's Lady Vash, there's Draka. These are heroes and legends that we know from our worlds, but besides their stay a while and listen, they're not really utilized to their fullest. Many are wondering, when is that reunion between Frau and Draka going to happen? Will we see father and son, Darian and Alexandros hang out with each other? Will Kel'thuz and Lady Vash share stories of the past? Who knows? But all of this is just my opinion though. By all means, let me know yours in the comments down below. And as always, thank you very much for watching, everyone. Subscribe if you like my videos. Leave a like if you enjoyed this one. And until next time, see ya!